and that's a tough one to swallow, and more so anything for the seniors. And, what we put into this program and what we, how we put those guys up on the pressure and things on them, and nothing more than not just me, but everybody in that locker room wanted to do is to send those guys out the right way. And we didn't get it done today, and it's not from a lack of effort. It wasn't from a lack of preparation. We knew it was going to be a battle. We knew it was going to come down to the fourth quarter, and what we had to do is we had to make plays in the fourth quarter, and we fought back and forth, and we got ourselves to a situation where we could win the football game in the fourth quarter, and we didn't get it done. And everybody's hurt, but nobody more than those seniors. And they've meant more than anything to me and to this program. And so it's very difficult, and with all the things that pile on it, whether it's their last game in this stadium or not, with all the other things that are presented to you in a championship opportunity, it just hurts that much more. I don't know what else you can say about those guys and what they've done, but they're special. This doesn't define them, and this doesn't, make what they've done not an incredible success, but it stings because they care so much, because we care so much.
Questions for Coach?
You got that stop, took the lead, you talked all season about finding ways to win. Did it feel like you had done it in that moment?
You know what? It's just 6 minutes ago in the game. It's unfortunately a little bit reminiscent of UCF, and our ability to not give up the big play cost us. And we had done a pretty good job all game. I know they'd moved the ball some, and we didn't get ourselves into quite as sound against the run as we'd like to. But the thing that we probably biggest difference from last year to this year is just defensively, the ability to give up a big play. When it's coming down to the stretch, there they're gonna take some shots, and you got to make some plays, and you got to give them credit. They were aggressive, like we were trying to be, and they took some shots and they made the plays. And we still had an opportunity. We still had to go back out there and make another stop, and still had a chance to get the ball back. But you can't put yourself in those kind of situations.
Luke, you had so many moments where you executed on fourth down, so many big moments. Was there a sense when you were executing all those big moments and coming through that you were going to find a way in the end? Because
that's what this team has done. They've found ways. They've stopped 2-point conversions. They've made fourth down stops. They've they've rallied, and that's what we were trying to do. We knew we had to be aggressive. We knew we had to take some chances, whether it was going for it on fourth down, whether it was just anything. We knew there was going to have to be an aggressive mindset, because this is a really good football team that is very similar to who we are. They can grind it out, and a little different. They don't give up the big play, and I thought they did a better job of that than we did today.
How'd you feel Evan played?
I thought Evan did a great job. I don't look at the stats just yet and things like that. I know he's heartbroken, he's crushed. We talked about all week taking care of not just him, but taking care of each other, and taking care of him in particular is not putting him in a situation at the end of the game with a minute 30, a minute 40 to go, and no timeouts. That's not taking care of him. But other than that, I thought that he played with a lot of poise. He played with a lot of confidence. You just never really knew going in there in that situation. You figured he would, but sometimes some of those emotions can get to you. And I thought he did an unbelievable job at controlling and handling all those things.
Was the change of quarterback on top of the short week? How much did those challenges you think impact today's game?
Well, no, I don't. I mean, it's just a challenge for preparing. And in some ways, it was probably a challenge for them to prepare, not knowing exactly what you're going to get. But you had seen where our offense had kind of moved towards ever since since late in fall camp. And so in a week you kind of have to gear back towards the things that guys do well, but you don't want to stop growing at the things you've done. So it's a challenge for all of us, but that's no excuse. That's a part of the game, and we just need to get it done.
Luca, can you talk about coaches know coaches and what they go through? Can you talk about Coach Fritz? Here's a team that won 2 games last year, and this year they're much improved. And at a school where it's mostly academics and all that, and it's tough to get fans of the game. Just talk about that if you could.
I don't know much about the school, to be honest with you. I don't know. I know he's done a good job, and he's got a really good football team. He's got a lot of guys that are older and seniors, and I think he's done it the right way. And that showed. That's the difference between last year and this year. We didn't get to see the quarterback last year because he was hurt, but I knew he was a competitor. I knew he was tough. when you see those guys across the board, when you see juniors and seniors across the board, there's a reason why maybe some didn't pick him as high as you know, maybe they are right now, obviously, with being picked 7th or something. But when you got the makings, when you got a lot of seniors and juniors, and especially the ones that are playing for you, you got a chance.
What kind of look did you have on Will Pauling's catch and your decision to call timeout there?
I don't know that I had a great look at it. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was out of bounds. I'm probably as bad as the officials, but I'm always trying to think ahead. And then somebody upstairs said, I think he might have caught that thing. And it's always going to take a chance. And you know, it's kind of disappointing that they didn't review it themselves, but you know, you have some of those situations that you need to do it. And you know, it's good fortune there. I think we had another one that might have been kind of similar in that situation too. But you know, you want them to see some replays. You want some guys to help you out with that. But you also, just like at the end of the game, you don't want to lose your timeout. So you gotta kind of make some of those decisions really quick. And you know, if it wasn't for those guys hollering, I probably wouldn't have done it.
What were they able to do to limit the havoc plays on defense? Only 1 sack, not a lot of tackles for loss. They kept you on your heels.
Yeah, I mean, they packed it in there pretty good. They did a good job max protecting and taking their shots, and that's where they got us down the end. You know, I think that they weren't going to let some penetrations. They weren't going to give up the minus yards plays. They're a very sound group. I mean, they play really well fundamentally defensively. They don't give up the big plays, and you know, they've scored a lot of points when you look at it. But really, they're more of a grinded out team. They're going to take the shots when they can, and they're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to give up those negative yardage plays, and you know, that cost us a little bit because you know, every time they did move the ball a bit, and so you know, you get into those 3rd down situations where you can't get after the quarterback because they're in 4 down territory and they're running the ball in 3rd down. I thought they had a good plan. They weren't going to put themselves in those jeopardies for the quarterback to take some shots and give up some negative yards plays, and then they were going to take their shots when they needed to, and they did.
How much of that was Spears and his ability to just keep moving forward? I mean,
He's a good back. He's good, and we knew that going in, and you know, but we've had a little bit of a issue with some of those really good guys, especially the ones that can bounce and get the edge on us a little bit. You know, it's another area where we've given up some big plays.
You talked about kind of that unspoken goal of winning the championship. You're still technically alive in that, but how do you view a season that ends without you having a chance to win the thing?
I don't sit here and evaluate it right now. I mean, it's too hard to do that. Everybody's hurting, you know. So we evaluated, you know, this game right now, and it's disappointing and doesn't put you in a position, the situation where you want to be in. But you know what? You got to react and respond, and whatever's thrown our way, we'll have to deal with. And you know, more so than looking at the whole season, we're looking at this moment right now, and everybody in that room is disappointed, not just because we didn't win, but they're disappointed because of you know what they put into it, especially what those seniors have done.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah, I got sorry, one more.
Yep.
You're used to having your name thrown around for other jobs. This season's a little different. You have an extra week potentially for the championship game. How do you approach that personally?
You know what? It's too hard to think about. You know, we've got hopefully that there's some things that can happen. We still have a chance to play, so you don't know. And it's not the time to probably think about those kinds of things. We got to get back up there and take care of those seniors in particular, and make sure that you know, their heads are up and they're ready to roll whatever's thrown at our way here this next week or two.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach.